Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel Luton Box Life. I'm Goglet72 and this is Driver. He's the new van dog. So I've got a bit of bad news and a bit of good news for this video. The bad news is I had to have Billy put down. I think it was about 2 weeks ago now. I'd been at work. When I came back, Billy was laid on the floor in his own pee and whatever because he couldn't get up, couldn't get himself up, couldn't stand up. He'd had a stroke or seizure or something, I don't know, because I wasn't here to see it. So I took him to the vets, and basically because they didn't know what had happened, him being an old dog as well, they didn't know what to treat him for, shall we say. They'd have had to have done a lot of tests, which would have costed a lot of money, took time. Poor little boy, he couldn't stand up. He wouldn't have been able to have got himself in and out of his bed, wouldn't have been able to have got himself to his drink and, you know, to his food, or in and out the van. He didn't like being picked up at the best of times, you know. And like the vet said, with him being 14 years old, his recovery isn't going to be brilliant. So I had to kind of make the decision that it would be better for Billy, you know, to say goodbye. So that's what I had to do. I couldn't, it wasn't fair to make him, you know, carry on like that when he couldn't, you know. He'd have been 100% out of his comfort zone, having to get picked up to do everything. He wouldn't have enjoyed that at all. So yeah, that very same night this little fella arrived. He's only about 4 months old and his name's Driver. I'm sure he's going to be a good little van dog. He is now van trained, and I do have here in my pocket some little driver biscuits, but he's not quite twigged on yet to what driver biscuits are. He's just twigged on to what that is. Sit, Driver, sit. Good boy, good boy. So we're getting him trained with little biscuits, well, little bits of treats every now and then. And he's going to the toilet outside now, which is good. He's getting 2 walks every day. Aren't you, Driver? Hey, you are, ain't you? You got lots of toys to play with. And he likes sitting in front of the wood burner, don't you? Hey? But you're going to be coming with me on adventures, aren't you, Driver? Hey? Yeah, you're going to be coming with me on adventures. Come and meet lots of people, and go and sniff lots of places, go and run around lots of places, aren't you, eh? Yes, you are. He's a good boy. So, yes, this is the new van dog Driver. We'll have to see how he gets on, and yeah, hopefully he's going to have slightly more friendlier temperament than what Billy did have. And like someone at work did say, you want to hope that Billy ain't left a set of instructions written on the inside of his box in there, because we don't want Driver picking up his bad habits, and that's quite right. So yeah, we'll see how we get on, but that's all good. So now for the good news. The good news is I've had this van started. Yes. I've got some video clips, so I can put those in now, and you can see how I got on. Right, the oil's in. I've still got the cam cover to put back on, connect the fan belt up and the alternator and the water pump and all that lot, but I now primarily got batteries connected up, so I'm now going to go for the initial start up, and hopefully fingers crossed, it's going to go. Only trouble is the door's locked and I've got to go inside from the back to get it open. Back in a minute. Right, I've got the key. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the batteries aren't flat because it's been a while. Fingers crossed. May the four gods be watching down on me, and I hope for little Billy this is going to start up as a little driver. It's not running yet, is it? We might have to give it a bit of sniff. The best thing I've got's this. Well, I need ether really, but we'll see. Just to give it a bit of an helping hand. Doesn't feel very good doing that to my Transit, turning it over like that and it not doing nothing. Ah. Use that as our little sniff pipe. Hey. Let's try it now. Perhaps we ought to have a look, make sure everything's connected up all right, because so I've just loosened a couple of injectors off. The ignition is on, and don't try this at home. Just melted the end off my screwdriver. That was a good screwdriver, but it ain't no more. It should fire up on 2 cylinders now, I hope. I did need to crack the injectors off. Let's see what happens now. I haven't put the oil pipe back on the back of the alternator, so it's spewing oil out of there. Right, hold it there. And I haven't got the, I've only got the front pipe on it, as you probably heard. Right, that oil pipe's back on now. So in theory now, I should go to it, turn the key, and it will just boom into life like it should do. And hopefully there won't be any oil leaking out. There ain't nothing wrong with that now. Hopefully it's not leaking too many fluids. Well, it shouldn't be leaking any now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pick the ramp up at the back. Now the engine's running, I can stick it in reverse, back it up onto some nice clean ground and have a check underneath and make sure that it isn't leaking anything. But I'm happy now. It's on the button again. In the front, I've got all sorts of everything in the front. And there ain't a lot of room to get driver in there. I haven't puppy-fired it yet. So, yeah, little driver's going to have his first little ride in the back, I think. And then when I get it out from here and get round it a bit, I can sort it out in the front. So, yes! Right, here we go. It looks good to me. I can't see anything leaking. I haven't got any water in it yet, but if it's not leaking oil, that's a big bonus. So yes, I've just got to finish putting it back together now and then do some welding for the MOT. Okay, so that's got the van started. That's fantastic. I've got water in it now. I've got power steering all connected up, alternator all connected up, and touch wood up to yet. Only one water leak I had was from a loose Jubilee clip. The oil, I've got one oil leak from the camshaft oil seal. The camshaft oil seal is the reason I had that plate off 2 or 3 times. So I've ordered another camshaft oil seal. I'm going to take out the one that's in there, put a new one in and try that and see how that goes. But that now is the only leak I have on this engine that I can see, which is very, very good. I then did some welding. I had a look at the spring hanger, because when I brought the van it got a bit of a hole. Well, it hadn't got a bit of a hole in it, it looked a bit crusty. Well, it's been alright for the past, what, 2-3 years, something like that. Looked at it this year, it good as got a hole in it. So I thought, well, I'll cut a bit of it out, weld a new bit in, job will be a good one. Well, I cut a bit of it out, started having a bit of a poke around to find some good metal, and another hole appeared. That hole went right through into the chassis. And I thought, that's not good. So when I was doing the chassis cab that this box was on, I brought a spring hanger to put on that, but it just didn't fit properly. I don't know if it's because it was for a Mark III and not a Mark V or whatever it was, I don't know, but it didn't fit properly. So bearing that in mind, thought, right, well, I'm gonna have to make my own. So I spent an entire day getting the old spring hanger off. That was a nightmare getting that off, but I got that off, and then the chassis behind it, that had a hole in it as well. So the next day I cut probably, I think it was 250mm of chassis out the front, and bent a new bit of steel up on the press brake, welded it in, and then that looked as good as new. So then I got some more bits of steel, pressed them all up to a spring hanger. Obviously it was going to fit this time because I've got all the measurements from the bit of chassis I'd done. I measured it up and, you know, made it myself, so I knew it was going to fit. There's some like washer bits where the nut and bolt go through, and some other little tab bits which do coincidentally have a Ford part number on them. I had to put all of those bits back on, and one little square bit that goes up inside, I used that again. But other than that, everything else on it is brand new that I've made myself. So that's all now welded on, all put back together, and that's a good one. I've got a bit more welding to do in the top of that wheel arch, and there's a strengthener in there. I couldn't get the bolt in the back of the front cross member out, so I kind of broke that out, and I'm gonna have to weld a little patch on that with a bolt in it to bolt that back on. But other than that, it's looking quite good. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. That's all good. Spending quite a bit of time keeping this little driver occupied because well, he's only young, and you know, you've got to give him lots of attention, spend time with him, and you know, just keep him happy and occupied, ain't we, driver, eh? Yes. And he even does as he's told when I call him Billy, which I have done quite a few times accidentally, haven't we, eh? Yes, he's a good boy. So yeah, that's all looking pretty good. I've got to give a shout out to Kerry round at the airfield, and Julie, and who else is round there? Maisie, Laura, and there's lots of other girls that go and help. But thank you very much for cooking my Sunday dinner making me sandwiches, my breakfast on a Saturday, you know. While I've been parked up here, I've been rather regular going round there buying food, because I ain't got to do any washing up or cooking then, have I? Of course, little driver here gets a sausage when I go round there, don't you? He knows what they are now. He likes them, definitely, don't you? So yeah, that's where we're getting at. If you've got Instagram, you probably ought to check out my Instagram, which is Luton_box_life. Luton Box Life, but instead of a space, there's an underslash. I'm going to put some pictures of the spring hanger I've made on there, and I do occasionally put some pictures on there. I've been just looking on Instagram really at other van life channels like Manchester Van Life. Who else have I been looking at on there? Shropshire Lass, she goes to some good places. She's got a little staffy called Bella, and I think they go around Wales quite a bit, but that looks really nice, so I'm going to be going to Wales next, definitely. Who else have I been on Instagram? I can't remember now, my phone's just there, isn't it, so I can't look at it because I'm recording on it. But there's lots of them on Instagram that I'm following, and keep liking photos. So check out my Instagram, come and give me a follow on there, and we ought to get some pictures of Driver up on there, didn't we? Yes, we did indeed. The new Van Dog Driver. He's responding well, aren't you, Driver? Yeah, look, Driver, what's this? Driver, sit down. Good boy, you see, that's good, that is. I'm impressed. That's one up on Billy, because Billy wouldn't never sit down. So yeah, we're doing good there. Right, so if you've liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, press the little bell so you get a notification every time I upload a video. And if you want to leave a comment, ask me any questions or anything, the comment section is below. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching this video and staying to the end. And I hope to see you in another video coming very soon. So from me and Driver, it's goodbye for now.